The Yankees blow another opportunity to gain some games on the damn Blue Jays. They lost today to the Orioles, and we failed to capitalize on that. What's going on, everybody? I hope everybody's having a good night considering the circumstances, especially if you're a Yankee fan. Um, yeah, a lot of news broke today, and we're gonna get into all of that. We'll talk about the game. Yankees lose 4-2, obviously, to the Rays. We'll talk about Cookie Carrasco getting traded to the Atlanta Braves for a player to be named later. I'm not even sure if they named the player yet, but hey, at least we got something for him. I was actually surprised, man. I thought that was pretty much a lost case right there. We'll talk about the upcoming DH problem when Judge comes back. Hopefully, he does come back, but we're gonna have a little problem there at DH with Stanton. The big news today: Emmanuel Clase under investigation for some gambling allegations. He's been put on a non-disciplinary leave. There you go. It's a long word. So he's off the trade market. What does that do? Does that affect the Yankees' plans in any way? Does that make the other relievers their price go up? We'll get into all of that. Then we'll get into the little bit of the trade deadline. You guys will let me know who you want the Yankees to get, and I'll let you know who I think they should get. And of course, last but not least, the chat, man, because it's all about the chat, man. You guys are awesome. I appreciate it. I'm gonna cut to this scene real quick, and then we'll get into the show. All right, guys. Cam Schlittler pitched pretty good, actually. Except for that first inning, he got into some trouble there, gave up that big home run to Caminero. The kid looks great, man. It's a breath of fresh air to see somebody throwing 97 plus, 98 plus. But it wasn't enough. The Yankees failed to capitalize. When the pitching does good, the offense doesn't show up. Obviously, the bullpen was terrible. I'm not going to say terrible. It was half good, half bad. Ian Hamilton came in at one point and almost threw the game away, but got saved by Luke Weaver. But even with all that said, the Yankees, they failed to mount the comeback. The only two runs they got were in the first inning when Rasmussen got himself into trouble. It looked like the Yankees were going to come back and put up a lot of runs today, but they just didn't. They didn't. Only 6 hits on the night. Who had a big night there? Dominguez had a good night. Dominguez went 2 for 3 with 2 singles. Amed Rosario making his MLB debut gets a big hit there late. Nothing came of it, but that's good to see. It's nice to see a right-handed bat there doing some damage. Trent Grisham 0 for 4 at the leadoff spot. Yeah, it's not much. Paul Goldschmidt, I don't know what's going on with him, but it seems like he's falling off a cliff lately. He went 0 for 4. McMahon 1 for 3 with a hit there late in the game. Wells 0 for 4 and Volpe 0 for 3. Look, Wells and Volpe, they need to get their shit together. I am sorry. Something's got to give. Enough is enough with these kids. And they're not kids, they're grown men. But enough is enough. Volpe, even though we still didn't come back, but with that error there late in the game, they didn't count it as an error. But that's a play you got to make. You got to make that play. I don't care. You're a freaking major league shortstop. It was not, I'm not going to say it was an easy play, but it was not a hard play either. That's a play that you expect a big league shortstop to make. And he dropped it. And of course, in true Yankee fashion, whenever we give any extra outs, they make us pay for it. And boy, did we pay. We pay big time. Yeah, that's the story of this team. Like, I don't even know what to say with this. It's, at this point, I'm just like, hey, you know what? Let's see what happens, right? Let's just see what happens. To me, it's pretty much a wash this season. I'm going to be honest with you guys. It's not over yet, obviously. We're still in a playoff spot and all that. I get it. But we're basically cooked. Basically cooked. I'd like to see them go get some bullpen arms and everything like that, and maybe, just maybe, they could get it together and figure something out and make a push at this thing, make a run. But as every day goes by, it seems less likely, right? And I hate to be so down on it, but come on, guys, we got to be realistic here. We really do. I do think that it's not over. Obviously, depending on who they bring in, it could help this team a lot. It really can. Maybe the team could do something. But if you got guys like Volpe continuing to make errors, continuing to go 0 for life, and Wells and stuff, it's gonna be very, very hard, especially without the captain in the lineup. It's almost like, man, this team, even though we're in a playoff spot right now, but it feels like we have a uphill battle. Like we're trying to climb this mountain, and it's not looking good. And time is running out. The clock is ticking. As every game passes, it's less likely that we're gonna catch up, at least to the Blue Jays. I've already, especially first place. First place is almost it's not impossible, but it's gonna be very difficult to get 5.5 games. Right now we're 5.5 games back, technically 6.5 because of the tiebreaker stuff. Because they won more games against us this year. So even if we caught them and ended the season with the same record as them, they take first place. So pretty much we're 6.5 games back, right? With how many games we got to go? Like 50 something games, 58, whatever it is. You guys do the math. It's not good. It really isn't good. You know what? I just realized I didn't fix my ticker is on the wrong date. Let me fix this ticker real quick. But yeah, this team is such it's such a vibe killer, man. They're such a disappointment, and I'm not sure if it's even fixable at this point. I really don't know. I really don't know. We keep expecting like some big moves to be made. Yeah, we got the Ryan McMahon, right? Yes, we got Amed Rosario. But are all those really like big time moves? Are those game changing moves? I keep telling myself like those are the little moves they made just to cover third base and the right-handed bat situation. But the big moves are gonna come in the pitcher market. But I'm starting to feel like maybe the Yankees are not even all in. Maybe they were all in, but with this whole thing with Judge and everything, they probably reconsidering things. Like maybe we should kind of just take a step back here. We'll see. We'll see. We have a few more days, 2 more days actually, to the trade deadline. We're gonna find out. We are gonna find out if this team is really all in or if they just chalking it up as a L. But make sure you guys like the video if you haven't already. I appreciate it. I really do. We got a big upcoming DH problem when Judge does come back. When he comes back, we got to figure, I get it. Look, Giancarlo Stanton in the outfield is not ideal. Nobody wants to see that. But right now, we pretty much don't have no choice. Sunil says, face it, 2023 all over again. You know what's funny, Sunil? And thanks for joining too, man. I appreciate it. It's crazy because I said this probably like 2-3 weeks ago. I was like, man, this feels a lot like 2023. It really does. It's like we just gradually started sliding back, and they was telling us everything's fine. Don't worry about it. We got a lot of games left. And it's like, okay, but something's not right here. And then it snowballed and it was just out of control. And the Yankees, they didn't even make it at that point. And I wouldn't even be surprised if we don't make it this year either, the way it's looking. Let me say what's up to the chat real quick, because a bunch of, hey, Katie, Real Bill P, what's up, man? Welcome, my brother. I got your light back there. I got to send it to you, man. My bad. Is there when the UPS store is a little far from me, and when I get home, man, I just want to, after work, I just want to go home and chill. The offense for the Yankees clearly never showed up today, which is really a bummer. Yep. Andrew was good. Man, your Dodgers ain't looking too hot either, man. Watching Happy Gilmore while waiting for your stream. Yeah, I gotta watch it, man. Momo, what's up? He says, how do the Yankees not gain any ground when Blue Jays lose? I'm telling you, that's what I says, a missed opportunity. The Blue Jays lost today. You gotta win when they lose. Look, if you think about it, right, that's like we're 5.5 games back. That's roughly, I'm gonna round it up to 60 games left. So every 10 games, we gotta gain a game. Every 10 games, we need to gain at least one game in the standings against the Blue Jays. So literally, man, we really cannot be losing at all. Like, we have to finish in order to take the AL East. We have to finish this last stretch with a remarkable freaking record, or the Blue Jays got to start losing big time. And without Judge in the lineup and everything, I mean, come on, who are we kidding? Who are we kidding? But you know what? I'm glad you brung that up. Class A needed an interpreter with the Class A thing. We'll get into that, and then we'll come back to the DH, the future DH problem that the Yankees are going to have. Emmanuel Clase, it was announced today that he's under investigation for some gambling stuff. I mean, who knows what really is going on? A lot of people, I seen a whole bunch of stuff on Twitter. People were saying that he was throwing pitches and a lot of stuff. We don't know 100% what's going on, but you know, they had a issue with the Ortiz on the Guardians, who got caught gambling on baseball. See, here's the thing. Gambling is not illegal for the players, but they cannot gamble on baseball. If they want to gamble on hockey, by all means, go ahead. If you want to gamble on football, by all means, they can do that. You cannot gamble in your own sport. So right now it's just allegations, and I don't know if the investigation with Ortiz and Class A, if that's related. Who knows, right? But I don't know. I've been watching too much of First 48. I feel like when they question Ortiz, he snitched on Class A. That's what I'm thinking, man. He snitched on him, bro. We got a rat on our hands. I mean, look, whatever happens, you should know better. These guys know better. They briefed on all this stuff. So if he was doing that stuff, then, you know, you got to pay the consequences. It is what it is. Everybody needs to pay the consequences for their actions, unless your name is Shohei Ohtani. Then you're good. I know I'm going to get a lot of hate for that comment right there. It's coming. The comment section is about to blow up with Dodger fans. Khadija says, hello, I won't be able to attend today because I have some stuff. No, that's fine, Khadija. I appreciate that you even took the time to drop a comment. If I don't get to the comments, man, bear with me because it's a lot of them. But yeah, so what does the Class A thing, what does that do to the market? I think a guy like Duran, his price just went up. Even though his price was already high, his price just went up. Definitely just went up. Are the Yankees in on him? I don't know. I hear a lot of stuff. A lot of people been talking about Joe Ryan and stuff. I don't think that they're gonna trade Joe Ryan. I don't think the Nats are gonna trade Mackenzie Gore. That's another name I've been hearing a lot. And especially the Nats. The thing with Mackenzie Gore, right? The Nats, they fired their manager and their general manager. So right now they have a like a temp GM, right? He's there temporarily. I'm sure he wants to retain that job, and it's gonna be tough to trade away a Mackenzie Gore and not have the people that, unless it's like a crazy package. That's what I'm saying. Like, you're gonna have to offer them the world. I don't see them doing it. It's tough to trade away your ace, right? In the future, one of the best in the league. And even though he regressed a little bit, but the dude's a beast. So I don't see that happening unless a package comes their way that they can't refuse, especially with a temporary GM. I don't see it happening. I just don't. Joe Ryan, same thing, man. The dude's so good, like, and he has controllable years. Same thing. It will have to be a package that's gonna blow them right off their feet. 99/22. What's up, man? Jason Volpe will never get it together. But how is too cheap for the Yankees owner? I'm tired of it. What are you talking about, man? This dude, the payroll right now is like well above 300 million. How is he cheap? You want him to spend $1 billion? It don't matter how much money you spend. If you don't spend on the right players, it is what it is. Look at the Dodgers. The Dodgers they got $1 billion payroll pretty much, and they're struggling right now. They're losing to the Brewers. So it is what it is. You know, it's not about it's what you do with the money, who the players you get. We'll start with something, my brother. I haven't seen you in a minute, man. I'd rather not make the playoffs than to get embarrassed again on national TV. Not me, though. I'd rather make the playoffs and get embarrassed. That's just me. Look, October ain't the same if the Yankees ain't playing in it. It's just not. DJ LeMayer, the curse begins. They got no spirit, Wilkins says. Genuinely, does anyone in this chat like Volpe? I like him personally, but he's bro, that he's cooked. He is cooked right now. I think the Yankees, they really, and you know what's funny? Look, I mean, the defense is one thing, right? The defense is really he's taking a step back completely from there. But the offense, his offensive production is like, what did you expect? That's why he gave us two years in a row. I know a lot of people thought he was gonna have some kind of breakout season and bat 320 or something like that. Like, I don't know where people was getting that from, because I didn't see it personally. Even before the season started, I didn't see it. I was thinking, look, you know, I wasn't saying completely get rid of the dude, but I'm like, if a better shortstop, if an opportunity to get a better shortstop comes up, you need to jump on that, because this dude he's not the future, you know. He just isn't. He's a guy that's there. He's the shortstop. He's the best one that we have right now. But if you could get one better, you get him. And if you're wondering, if you're just joining the stream, right, you're wondering where's all these effects coming from, like this right here and everything. If you look in the description of the video, there's a bunch of commands that you can enter into the live chat and do all this stuff. And if you're a member, you can pull up live stats, any player stats you can pull up, any professional player, minor leagues, major leagues, whatever it is, you can pull them up. Right now, it's set for only members, but in about 30 minutes, I'll open it up for everybody, especially when we start talking about the trades. All right. So let's talk about this DH stuff, right? The DH, to me, I get it. Stanton in the outfield is not ideal, but if you got to do it, you got to do it, right? Whatever you got to do to protect Judge is what you have to do. Me personally, I think that 10 days might be too short. I mean, but I don't know what's going on. I'm not a doctor either. I'm not sure but the way it's looking right now, especially if in 10 days when Judge comes off the IL, if we're like completely out of it, it's not even worth running him out there like that. It really isn't. They're saying 10 days IL, then 10 days DH, and then he could go back into the outfield. I think they should just keep him away from the outfield. It's better safe than sorry. Better safe than sorry. Unless we're in it. If we're in it and it's a dogfight, then you revisit it and you say, you know what, we might have to do it, you know. But as of right now, I'm not a big fan. Big G in the right field, I don't mind seeing that every now and then, but he's obviously he ain't gonna be out there every day. That can't happen. But it's not. I mean, look, you're risking him getting hurt out there too. But he's an athlete. This dude's, you know, just tell him, man, just go out there and don't try to go crazy. Really, don't try to go crazy. Just make the plays that are routine. If you got to dive for a ball or do something crazy, then you probably should just let it go by. Yep. OG Giku. What we pretty much got is no chance. So unlucky. We are getting the worst of Goldschmidt's career. Check his career statistics. This is the worst year ever on paper. I don't think so, buddy. I'm pretty sure last year he had a worse year. But you could pull it up. Somebody pull it up right there. Demon D was good. He says R.I.P. Yankees. Yep. Jay Snow says this shit is over, bro. I got you, Welkin. I really do. It's right there. I just gotta send it, man. Sunil says he'll take Happy Gilmore over Stanton in the outfield. That's terrible, man. You guys are look, it ain't over yet. Technically, it ain't over. But boy, oh boy, this shit ain't good. I'm telling you right now. Yankees and Red Sox are not now tied? No way. That is not good. The bullpen didn't even look bad except Ian Hamilton. Ian Hamilton is ass, bro. I'm telling you. And I'm sorry, man. And I want to like the dude and everything. That's Terminator. He pitched 1/3 of an inning, gave up 1 hit and a walk, and then Luke Weaver had to come in and save the day. Kind of, right? He did give up a run. The run was charged to him because Tim Hill, I don't know what the hell. We just can't play clean baseball. It doesn't matter who it is. We'll find a way to lose. This team finds ways to lose, literally, especially late. I don't know what it is, but they need to get their heads out their asses, man, because Boy Wonder says season's over. It pretty much is. And that's why, look, technically it ain't over, right? But do you want to go out there and risk hurting Judge, right? Or trade all your top prospects for some rentals and some guys that might not be here next year or whatever it is, just to make a run at it this year? Is it worth it this year? I don't know, man. I really don't. I don't think so. I want them to because I want to win, but the smarter, older, more mature me is telling me cut your losses and start building for next year. Because even if they go and get a big time player, we're not. It'd be different if we were one player away. If I said, look, dude, we one move away and we could really make a run at the World Series, but we're like 4, 5, 6 moves away, man. Like it ain't gonna happen. I'm sorry. I mean, barring something crazy, right? Unless these guys really, really, really just dig deep and start figuring shit out, it's not likely. It's highly unlikely. Very highly unlikely. But the trade deadline is still here, right? What do you guys think? Should the Yankees be all in? Should they be all in? Do you think they're even all in? Do you think so? And if so, like, who do you think they should get? Right now, I'm thinking, look, no rentals. No rentals for sure, for sure, for sure. We don't need to be getting any rentals. There's not one rental that's going to push us over the edge, over the hump, So we got to get guys with control that at the very least, is something that we could have for next year. And I say they need to start looking at that bullpen very, very closely. Very closely. And start doing something with that bullpen. Hold on, give me a second, guys. I'm going to play this real quick, and I'll be right back. Let me do something real quick.
Bullpen meatballs. Serving them up all 2025 season.
You better like the video, and while you're at it, subscribe to my friend Jason's channel.
The reason your butt has been hurting is because you have YDS, Yankees Derangement Syndrome.
Hey, y'all. Don't forget, channel members can bring up live player stats.
Ace, what's good? My man Ace is in the building. Make sure y'all go sub to my boy Ace, yo. Man, Ace, I really appreciate you, bro. You're a good dude. Like, I know that's kind of off subject, but like real talk, you're a real good brother, man. He pulled up Joan Duran. I mean, that's like the best case scenario right now. My thing with him is I feel like his price just went up. Like there is no one else like him. Obviously, he was the best reliever on the market right now. And then especially closer wise. And then Clase is kind of right there in that tier, that upper echelon tier of relievers. But with Clase falling off, he's pretty much the only one, unless somebody could pull a Mason Miller or something like that, which I doubt is going to happen too. I feel like the price on these relievers is going to be high. It's going to be steep. I like Yonderon because I feel like he has, I think he has like 2 more years control, right? And that's the main thing right now. Because look, if we're gonna go for it, I feel like the Yankees, I'm not gonna say they should be 100% all in where they're making moves just for players for like this year. I know Amed Rosario, he's a rental. But I think in terms, like for the next, if they're gonna give a big time capital, big time prospects, it needs to be somebody that we have control over. Not somebody who's gonna be a rental in 2 months for a season that's probably a wash anyway. You don't do that. And I think the Yankees know that. I think they were all in at one point, and that series versus the Phillies really, really changed. And now with this loss, just to start this series off with a loss, for some reason we can't beat any teams in the American League East. Our record against the AL East is so bad. We getting mollywopped by every team in the East, even the Orioles. I feel like when they come in, they're gonna give us a hard time. So bear with me, folks. I'm trying to catch up to the chat here. Peter Rex, what's up? He says Hollis just not interested in making baseball decisions. He hides behind Brian. Yeah, Brian Cashman has Hal's ear, right? Meaning, I think Hal just does whatever he proposes, and unfortunately, that's just the way things are. Like, what are we gonna do? We know that. Look, we know that Cashman's a problem. That Boone's a problem. We know this. But we also know that Hal's not going to get rid of these guys. You know, they're probably going to play out their contracts at least. And Cashman, he has an indefinite position, right? He is indefinite. Whenever he decides to go is when we'll get a new GM. Until then, it is what it is. We just got to hope that these guys make the right moves. And for the most part, it's like Cashman has made some good moves, right? But then there's some other ones that are they're baffling. Like I don't know what we're doing. I really don't. Sometimes I feel like we're doing other teams favors, helping other teams out. Jason O says, I'm worried Jones is going to turn out into a bust too. Well, we won't know until we get him up here. That's another thing. Let's get these guys up here. Susan says, I see Little League players that don't make so many errors as Volpe does. Yeah, Volpe, he is becoming a real head case. A real head case. Susan says, Stanton is actually a good outfielder. The problem is I don't think his body can take it. Yeah, he is. Like, people forget, you know, he plays center field for the Marlins for some time. He's just not going to cover a lot of ground, and I don't expect him to either. Like I said, it's not ideal, but you can throw him out there. He knows how to play the outfield. We've seen him make diving plays before. It's just that every time that dude runs, I get scared he's gonna pull something. That's the problem. Every time he moves his body, I'm afraid that he's gonna hurt himself. Ace says we could be out of the players by this weekend. Out of the playoffs. Yeah. I've been saying that forever, right, man? We like, you know, when we was like 5 games up, I was like, man, we keep playing like this. We're a bad week away from being in second place. And that happened. And now we're, you know, it was like we're a bad week away from being out of the playoffs, and it's happening right in front of our eyes. They need to play better. They need to play better. I don't know what this infatuation is with Volpe and Wells. Like, I'm over these guys. I'll be honest. They're bust. Like, let's call a spade a spade. We got Ryan McMahon, right? he lengthens the lineup a little bit. But I'm looking at the box score right now. When you get to the 8-9 hole, there's nothing. We're not getting anything from them. And I get it. Look, McMahon, look, he wasn't my first choice either, but at least he stepped up. You see what he can bring, right? Volpe's batting .213. Wells is batting .214. It's not good. Their OPS, well, Volpe's already in the 600s. Wells is 706. He'll be in the 600s soon. Like, we just need more. And I get it, like a catcher and a shortstop, those are like defense first positions. But they're not even giving us elite defense. They're really not. Even Wells, man. So, like, the Yankees they've really, look, this offseason, I don't think they're going to do it now. And they're too much about not breaking people's feelings and stuff. This is professional baseball. You play, you perform or you get out of here. That's how it is. I don't know why the Yankees don't see that. Like, either you're performing or we'll get you out of here and get somebody else who will. This is a business, man. This ain't Little League. Everybody don't need to play. This ain't a participation type thing. And that's where the Yankees kill me. They kill me with that. Like, they too afraid to hurt somebody's feelings or something like that, man. Like, who cares, man? These guys are professionals. Ichina says, Volpe shortstop here next year. I'm done after 50 plus years. That's crazy, right? I think it's time for a mass boycott of this team. Straight up, Boone cannot be manager of this team next year. It's going to be hard to pull off something like that. I still say sit Volpe a couple games, play Rosario. I know his numbers aren't great in defense, but he can hit. Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you. I throw him out there. Just at least that'll like kind of make Volpe, think a little bit like, oh shit, my job is on the line here. This ain't a guaranteed thing. Boone is one of the worst motivators I've ever seen. His lineups are spin the bottle. Man, it's bad. Really is. Morally, though, it is. Red Sox catching us after we fell out of first is backwards, 1978 type. And they just traded it. They traded away their franchise player, their best player on their team, and they got better than us. And it's just, this team has regressed so much, and they're supposed to be so much better than this. And this is why I say this is a Boone thing. This is why I get it. Look, the players have to play. I understand that. But your job as the manager and as the leader is to get the most out of these players. And instead of getting the most, because they should be better than this. We know that. We've seen them play better than this. Instead of getting the most, we're getting the least out of all of them. Not named Aaron Judge. We're getting the least. And that's a problem. That's a big problem. Yolo says, I wouldn't say 1978. I'm trying to catch up to the chat. My bad, guys. This is the first time I think we need to fire Boone for real. Man, that's crazy. Even you, so you were a Boone supporter, and now you're saying this is the first time you think that, right? When the Phillies did this a few years ago, when they fired Joe Girardi, they climbed up to win the World Series. Yeah, we need new pitching. We need a whole new bullpen right now. Cashman's created this. Man, you guys are killing it in the chat. I can't even catch up, I'm going to be honest. 11-19 in the AL East. DJ37 says, sell, don't buy, sell, sell, all the dead weight players. Mason Miller is with the A's. No prayer from the A's. They always screw us. Yeah. Class A's in betting trouble, so not an option, but fire Boone. This is all a reflection of leadership. Yeah, we were just talking about the Class A thing. I think that is gonna have implications on that reliever market, especially that upper echelon reliever market, like talking about like the Ryan Helsleys and Durans of the world, man. Like those guys' price definitely just went up. Ace says, someone asked me this. Hold on, let me play Ace real quick. My man Ace, if you don't know, make sure you subscribe to him. He says, someone asked me this. I'm going to ask you the same. Why are we so bad against the East? I don't know. I think that it's a little bit more pressure when you're playing the teams that you need to beat, right? Because these are the teams that kind of, it counts more. Look, every time this Yankees team has faced some legitimate pressure, where all eyes on baseball, the national stage was on them, they faltered every single time. The one exception would be that the first series against the Mets, right? But when we played the Dodgers, you saw what happened there. We got embarrassed. We managed to salvage game 3 of that series, versus Toronto when the AL East was on the line. Look, that first series versus Toronto, that 4-game series, we were still in first going in there. We were in first place going into Toronto, and we blew it. We got swept 4 games in a row in the most embarrassing fashion. First game, Will Warren goes up there. This is for first place. We were still in first place. We had sole possession of first place, even though we were only up like a game or something like that. Will Warren goes up there and gives up 7 runs in the first inning. The same shit he did versus the Dodgers too. That's why I don't like Will Warren. And I'm gonna be honest, he has stuff. He has good stuff. Don't get it twisted. But what he doesn't have the gall, the stones to pitch in a high leverage situation like that. I know I'm gonna get a lot of heat for that too. But look, it is what it is. Some people are great players. Some people have a lot of talent, but they don't have, you can't, there's no, well, there is metrics, right? But you can't really measure how somebody's going to perform under pressure, right? And I don't think that he's good under pressure. Along with a lot of these Yankees. This whole team ain't good under pressure. Itchina says, Boone's postgame, he brings up Volpe and says he batted a long at bat versus Rasmussen and play shortstop, said not getting Caminero anyways. I mean, he probably wasn't going to get Caminero, but because he lacks a good arm. But trust me, there's shortstops out there that's making that play. I promise you, there's a bunch that's going to make that play. But I kind of agree, though. Even if he makes that catch, his arm is not strong enough to make that throw. Look, we had freaking Ryan McMahon the other day make a diving catch down the line, the deepest part of third base that you can be on the infield, and gun the run out, right? Because he has a freaking cannon. Volpe ain't got that arm. And it's crazy because your shortstop should probably have one of the better arms on the team. And he doesn't. Crazy stuff. Let me see if I could. Man, this chat is going way too fast for me. Yassine, what's up, Yassine? I knew you was in here. Yassine loves playing with the special effects. I'm gonna have to block you from the effects, Yassine. Stephen B too. This season has made me go from happy Gilmore in the beginning to angry Gilmore. Oh, he's so no. You're killing me, man. This lineup sucks. Versus suck. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open the live chat. I mean the stats, the live chat stats to everybody, so everybody could pull up player stats right now if you want. And let's talk some trades. Let's talk some trades. You guys all in? Should the Yankees be all in, or should they just I can't remember who said it, but should they start shedding dead weight now? And while you guys think of that, let's go ahead and look at Boone's post game. Hold on here. Give me a second. I'm going to play this thing right here. All right.
Offense pretty light today, struggled to get much of anything going. What do you think of the overall at-bat quality?
Yeah, I mean, obviously a great job after giving up 2 there in the first of just stringing together a lot of really good at-bats against Rasmussen in the first, but then just, struggle kind of from there. I think we had the 1 inning where I thought we got some good swings off where Volpe leads off with the long at-bat, and Walls makes a great play on him. Just missed a fly ball right after that.
Bro, what are you even saying? This dude. What the fuck is he even saying, bro? This is crazy. Let's play that again.
Just missed a fly ball. Volpe leads off with the long at bat, and Walls makes a great play on him.
Walls did make a good
just
play.
Missed a fly ball right after that. Just weren't able to mount enough, and couldn't hold them down just enough.
You mentioned the 2 runs out of.
It's crazy because they'll ask him like what do you think, like what happened in here, what do you think, and he just repeats, he just gives you the play-by-play. Like, we know that Walls made a good play, and but he won't give you any other context beyond that. He answers the question with just pretty much giving you a play-by-play of the play. Like, we know this shit, we saw it.
Of the Rays there in that first inning.
Yeah.
Schlittler with 3 walks in that inning. Just overall, what were you seeing from him tonight?
Yeah, I thought he came out really, really strong. With gets Simpson, and then puts Yandia away, and then Aranda had a really good at bat against him. Where I actually thought Cam made a lot of really good pitches against Aranda, and he kept spoiling. Finally loses them, and then obviously Caminero, looks like he got a hanger and smoked it. And then he lost the strike zone there with the next 2 guys, where he walked the 2 guys. That was the only time with Lowe and Mangum there and he ends up getting out of the inning from there. But where I felt like he really lost command, the later walk with Diaz, I thought was a competitive at bat. Stuff was good, but one of his, calling cards is the ability to fill up the strike zone.
Yeah, Andy.
Just on Schlittler, obviously the great fastball.
Schlittler pitched good. Look, Schlittler 17 swings and misses, season high. Previous high 10. Is that his season high? Obviously, he only pitched 3 times.
Raw stuff. What's the next step for him now that you've seen him 3 starts to
I think
continue to develop?
Chris was good. Chris,
it's fine tuning the secondary. That's what has been a work in progress for him. He is. I feel like in these first few games, he's done a decent job with it, actually, and even being able to land some things behind in the count. But that's that next layer, because the fastball is big and real. And he's gone through some different iterations with the secondary, even changing a little bit of some shapes coming out of spring training that have worked effectively for him. So, there's a lot of good in tonight around some struggles there.
Who else? Anyone else? Max.
Nobody even got a question.
That play to Volpe's right scored a base hit, but is that one you'd like to see him make?
I mean, secure. He's not going to get Caballero as soon as it's, a 3-hopper to his right. There's no play, but, that's one we want to secure. But, yeah.
All right. Well, he's never gonna throw a play under the bus, and I don't expect him to. But yeah, this team is cooked, folks. There's no other way to put it. It's sad, man. It breaks my heart. It really does. But they gotta, I think, especially for next year, they gotta really, really move away from some of these players. They gotta. Mr. Met Killer, this guy again, Aaron Bum, gotta go. Yeah, Boone he's too much. He's too much. I feel, a part of me is starting to feel bad for the dude. It really is. Like, he is, you could tell that he's going through, he don't even know what to say. That whole first, 30 seconds of what he was talking, it was almost, you can't even understand what he's saying. He's like, the Volpe ball, Walls play, we missed a fly ball. Like, what are you talking about, man? It's a loaded question. I don't want to fly the white flag, but maybe, as the gambler says, you got to know when to walk away and when to run. You're right. You got to know when to hold them, know when to fold them, know when to walk away. Yeah. Unfortunately, I'm getting to that point too, Susan. Where I'm starting to feel like, is it even really worth it? Like going out there and going crazy. With there's too many pieces they gotta be made. And then we're about to go 10 days, at least at the very minimum, because we don't know for sure. 10 days without our best player. And then another 10 days with him not even playing defense. And he's one of our better defenders, I would say. It's gonna be crazy. A lot of people are talking about like there's something called the Ewing effect, and it comes from Patrick Ewing, where when the Knicks finally got rid of when they finally got Patrick Ewing off the team, they ended up doing better or something like that. I don't think that's the case with this team. I think when Judge is out the lineup, this lineup looks sad. Judge makes everybody around him better. Kind of like a Jordan. You can say what you want, but he really does. Because when you think about it, if he's batting in front of you, it's gonna help you out because they're gonna intentionally walk him or whatever to get to you. And most likely, if they intentionally walk somebody to get to you, that means that they're gonna pitch you, they're gonna attack you, they're gonna throw you fastballs in the zone, whatever. Especially if there's runners in scoring position and stuff. And then when he's batting behind you, you know you're going to see more fastballs. So everybody batting around him is going to be better. And you can ask Juan Soto. Don't get me wrong, Juan Soto's he's a great player still, but when he had Judge with him, he had the best year of his career. Real Bill says, Boone sounds like a politician talking to a second grade class of people that don't speak English. Holy cow. Put the clown face on Boone. I can't, man. I wish I could. GONYC was good, my guy. I don't think I've ever seen you in here, so appreciate you joining us. Boone needs to stop babysitting Volpe. You're right, man. He needs to stop babysitting everybody, but especially Volpe. It's time to take them training wheels off, my brother. That you got to let that guy go. That's it. This is the big leagues, man. This is the big boy leagues. I remember when I was a kid, I used to think like the big leagues, like just imagine them big old hairy, angry men chewing tobacco, spitting. Like it was tough. Like that's how I imagine being in the big leagues were. Now I don't know. I don't think it's like that now. Gaslighting. Yep. Gio says, I'm so tired of hearing Boone. I agree, man. There's no accountability. There's nothing, no leadership, no guts, no glory. Officially cooked. I don't believe in the team. I need winners. Yeah, this team is full of losers. They don't know how to win. That's the problem. They're okay with losing. They've been losing so much that they're okay with it. They'll say like, that like it's championship or bust, but they don't really mean that. They don't. Look, if this team was to make it to the playoffs this year, right, and even that's not guaranteed, but if they was to make it to the playoffs, I promise you they're going to say, considering all the injuries and everything, the fact that we made it to the playoffs is such an accomplishment. That's what they're going to say. They're going to spin it, man. These guys they're great, man. They make they know how to take advantage of every tragedy. It's like politics, man. They'll spin everything. And you know what's crazy? That a lot of us, right? A lot of the fans, not you guys in the chat, right? Because you guys smarter than that. A lot of fans are gullible like that. And they'll go with it. And they'll be like, you're right. Look, bro, we made the playoffs. And look at Judge got hurt. And this guy got hurt. And they'll be like, bro, what are you talking about though? Judge got hurt. When Judge got hurt, we was already suffering. I get it. Injuries happen, but every team has injuries. We ain't the only one with injuries. Okay? We're not the only ones getting hurt. And we got teams that have no name people, right? No names. When I say no names, I mean like no big names that are smashing us. If I hear the rumor of Dustin May to the Yankees, no, I haven't. I hope not, though. I mean, I wouldn't mind. It depends. I think I did hear something like that, but I don't know. When it comes to the Dodgers, like, I try to ignore everything Dodger, for real. How the F can Cashman not see this manager cannot motivate a flea to jump? Nothing but excuses. I think that Boone, man, I think that he does have a lot of love and respect from the players. In terms of just because he's been there so long, they know each other. But as far as him being able to get them to push them to another level, it's not gonna happen. The problem is that he became too buddy and too soft with them. So now it's hard when you go in soft and you're always soft, and all of a sudden you try to buck up and be tough. Everybody kind of looks at you like you see, the hell's this dude's problem? He's gonna switch up on us like that? Like, he's in a tough spot, Boone, but it's a spot that he put himself. Yeah, it's hard, Certain things, right? I think that he let certain things slide for too long, and now he can't say anything. I think even if he goes in there and starts yelling at people, it's gonna backfire him. He'll end up losing the clubhouse like that because he's never done it before. But if he was always a hard-nosed guy and gets pissed off, everybody would know that that's just him, and they'll toe the line. But if you do it just to do it, now you kind of look like you're forcing something. Like, that's not even, you're out of character. Oh, man. I don't know what the hell Sunil's going crazy in the chat. Yeah. Susan says Boone is talking in tongues. Need to trade Volpe and Boone. Yeah. What else we got over here? Let me see. 99 over 22. Volpe should have been sent down 2 years ago. Even with Volpe, what's the crazy thing with Volpe now? That, like, people are saying, like, they're like, well, you can't send him down because it might mess him up, like, psychologically and everything. I'm like, bro, what are we doing? Like, I get it. Like, that's a real thing, but this is the pros. This is the pros, man. So what are we supposed to do? Keep him on the roster? Just so we don't hurt his feelings? No. It don't work that way. We need a Pinocchio effect because it looks like the human version of Pinocchio from that Gecko TV ad. Man, I'm already Pinocchio. Look at this schnoz I got right here. Celia, what's up, Celia? She says Max Fried and Cody Bellinger probably hate being Yankees. Well, I tell you what, Cody Bellinger, he's probably gonna opt out. So we'll see how that goes. Max Fried, he got no choice. Whether he hates it or not, he's gonna be here for a long time. 99 says, guys, I'm not giving up because the Rangers snuck into the wild card and won the World Series in 2023. Yeah, but that team was different. And look who's their manager, right? Different story, man. Different story. Yeah, they have Bruce Bochy, man. We got Aaron Boone. Good luck. Good freaking luck. Itchy Nut Boone's led teams lost. Yeah, it's tough. A says, yep, the excuses are already built in. Yankees are okay with not winning a championship, but the fans pay winning the championship prices. Oh, hell yeah. Believe me. I know. And you know what? It's crazy because just on subscriptions alone, just to watch the Yankees, I pay a good penny every month because I gotta have like 3 of them just in case. so I don't ever miss a game. But you're right. As long as they're making money and everything, they're not gonna take it seriously. You know, when we got Soto, right? When we made the trade for Soto, because that's not really like a thing that Cashman does, right? But it was reported that Howe stepped in, right? And before that trade happened, the reports were, because we didn't make the playoffs in 2023. Remember that, right? The year before Soto came, we missed the playoffs. And it was reported that season ticket sales were way down. And I know that had to be true because for some reason, I've never been a season ticket holder, but I guess because I buy stuff from the Yankees and bought tickets before something, they'd be calling me, texting me, sending me emails and stuff for packages and tickets. And it was like ridiculous. And I think that's why they made the move to get Soto. They were like, look, season tickets are down. Season ticket sales are down. This ain't good. Fix it. Get us something here. And yeah, we don't make it this year. Next year they're gonna have the same problem, and they're gonna be looking to find a big attraction. And that's what Soto was. I really feel like Soto to them was just they needed an attraction to get the fan base excited again, to start buying these tickets and season tickets and all the chicken buckets and beer and hats and jerseys and shirts. And we fell for it. Mary T, what's up? Jays fan here. I'm hopeful the Jays will hang on, but I've watched enough baseball to know a skid can happen at any time to any team. Yeah, you know what, Mary? I appreciate the comment. Yeah, it happens to it's gonna happen, right? But I would say the one thing I have going for you guys is that the Yankees are it's like a never-ending skid. So like today, for instance, you guys lost. This was a perfect opportunity to gain some ground versus the Rays. The Rays, for God's sakes, they're the 4th place team, and we couldn't capitalize. Right now, let me pull up the standings real quick. Oh, it's wrong. Wrong division. Hold on a second. Right now, the Yankees and the Red Sox have the same record, pretty much. We're about to be in 3rd place if we lose tomorrow. If we lose and the Red Sox win, we're in 3rd place. So I'd say that if I was a Blue Jays fan, I'd be more concerned with the Red Sox at this point. And that's coming from a Yankees fan. Be more concerned with the Red Sox. It's crazy, man. This is ridiculous. This is pathetic. Like the title and the thumbnail. It's pathetic. How did we... Look, this season is going to be studied, bro. They're going to make a case study out of this. How do you fall from grace so fast and so hard like that? We were just like 8 games up in the division 2 months ago. It's like a 13-game swing or something like that. It's just terrible. Just terrible. How the Red Sox caught up to us. At one point, they were like dead last. We were up like 9-10 games on them or more. The Red Sox are about to pass us. It's crazy, man. Let me look at the wild card. This is absolutely insane. I don't, and the thing is, where's Howe? Where the hell is Howe? Where is he? I haven't heard nothing from him. Nothing. I mean, it don't matter really because he ain't going to say much, but something. Give us something. What is going on with this franchise? And Cashman comes, he's like, yeah, they're going to be all in my ass, bro. Pause. That didn't sound right. Oh, Mary, the Jays will hang on. The Yankees can't win games. As I said, they should be more concerned with the Red Sox right now. Watch Cashman. Big move is signing Joey Gallo to pitch out of the bullpen. And no, that's not happening. You know why? I agree. I get it. You know, I kind of get the point of not bringing him up before the trade deadline, Stephen B. I'm assuming you're talking about Spencer Jones. I kind of get that because you don't want to do anything to hurt his trade value, I guess, if you're shopping him around. But once the trade deadline's up, I think you have to call him up. Call him up. Call him up. Call him up. DFA whoever you got to DFA, which is going to be Peraza or whoever it is. Get him out of here. And that's it. And throw him out there. Put him to play. Let's see what he got. And if he's not good, it's okay. You know, it's a learning experience. Let him learn. Stephen B says, Jason, I'm telling you, Bellinger wants to be a Yankee. No, I bet he does. But guess what, man? That dude operates with Scott Boras. I'm sure he wants to be a Yankee. But he wants to get paid. He's been waiting for this for a very, very long time. They're going to demand maybe not more money, right? It's not the $25 million because I think he would be okay with $25 million per year. It's just that they're going to want to extend that. So what, he got one more year? They're going to want like 7 years, something guaranteed where he's good, no matter what happens to him. And I'm not sure if the Yankees want to do that. And even if they do, they do. But there's going to be other teams in on him. They're going to go through the whole thing. Even if he wants to be a Yankee, he's going to do the dance. You know the dance. Even Judge did the dance, going to every team, shopping around. Same stuff, man. He got Scott Boras, Stephen B. If he wanted to really be a Yankee, they'd be talking extensions right now. He wants to be a free agent, bro. Unless he just opts in and we don't hear nothing. But I highly doubt he's going to opt in. There's no way Boone will be able to manage a team. I refuse to buy Yankee stuff anymore. I haven't been in the stadium since COVID. I'm not gonna lie. I still buy Yankee stuff. I need to buy another hat, like the regular blue hat, because my dog ate the little thing on the top. The minute I saw Hamilton coming in, I knew we were done. Volpe is being Volpe, and nobody really holds him accountable. Yeah, he missed the play, and it's like, well, he wasn't gonna throw him out anyway. That's an excuse, really? He wasn't gonna throw him out anyway? I mean, there was a chance. We will never know now. We'll never know. But what if it's Caminero, because it was Caminero running, right? What if it was a slower runner and he boots that? The point is, man, it's just bad defense. Actually, if the Red Sox win today, they still playing? The Yankees will be in third? No, I think because we have a half a game on them. So if they win today, well, actually, yeah. Did they win? I'm trying to look at the ticker on the bottom. But anyway, oh my goodness, this is crazy. Yeah, we got the Texas Rangers, the Seattle Mariners. Hold on, let me fix this. There's the wild card right here. So we're only a game up on the Tampa Bay. Was it? No, it's 2.5. Okay. We're literally only a game up on the Rangers. So if they were to win and we lose, like we could really be out of the wild card. Like we could wake up out of the wild card. I'm trying to see if Texas is playing, if any of these teams are still playing. Or by the end of this series, we can literally be out of a playoff spot. By the time the trade deadline comes, which is July 30th, we could be a team that's out of a playoff spot. Okay, Texas is playing right now. They're losing 3-6 to the Angels. Seattle's winning 3-0. So if they win, they're pretty much tied with us too. I don't see Boston. Maybe Boston ain't playing. Maybe they ain't playing. But yeah, it's not looking good for the Yankees. It really isn't. It really, really isn't. What else we got here? Angels helping up. Yep, they helping us. See, listen, I seen this isn't a slump. This is just a bad team. I agree. Old and retired. What's up, man? An addict or alcoholic can be forced to get help till they want to get help. This team can't be fixed, so the owner really wants to really look at what's wrong with this team. Yeah, but apparently, supposedly they did. They did a whole audit that nobody ever. It's like we forgot about it, and nobody holds them accountable. I want somebody to sit up there in one of the press conferences, whether it's Hal or Cashman. I want somebody to be like, "Hey, where's the findings of the audit you did? When are you making that public?" So they could be like, "Oh," because they just stopped talking about it, and everybody just acted like, "Okay, whatever." It doesn't exist. Where's the findings? What was this audit? What did they find out? Whatever. It was all bullshit, man. Bullshit. And if we don't make it to the playoffs this year, they're gonna say some other bullshit. Yeah, we hired a third party to come in and evaluate our processes. Whatever that means, right? Evaluate our processes. And then by the time the next season starts, everybody done forgot about it and they act like it never happened. Oh, and by the way, it's gonna take 2 years or a whole year for that investigation to be completed. Like, really, dude? It's crazy. Itchy nuts. Imagine if they missed the playoffs twice in 3 years with these payrolls and kept the same management in place. That's what I'm saying. This is crazy. This is crazy. Red Sox hold the tiebreaker against the Yankees. It's bad. Yeah, we keep losing to everybody. So that's the thing. Even if we end up tied with the Red Sox, they got it. Because we keep losing to every damn AL East team. Tanaka was her last jersey. They ordered it themselves and said nothing bad found here. These people are crazy, man. This is nuts, man. This franchise, look, this whole organization is it's a train wreck. Let's be honest, it's a big dumpster fire. And everybody knows it. I think people in the Yankees organization know it. They just won't say it. But the main people, they think everything's good. They're trying to ignore it. That's Hal, Cashman, and Boone. They don't want to admit, like, look, there's something seriously wrong. Seriously wrong with this team. It's crazy. Oh, so it's a rain delay? Itchiness says Boston scored top of the ninth to take the lead at Twins. Then rain started. That's crazy. They're playing with the Twins. I don't know how the Twins don't have a dome when you're playing it somewhere where it's like Arctic weather. What's with the numbered crowns? Oh, so all right. So what the numbered crown is kind of like, it's a new YouTube thing. So whoever has the most engagement points, and you get that by like chatting and super chats or whatever it is, you get more points. You don't win anything. Anything's just kind of like brownie points, I guess. Let me see how this comes up. All right. And this is what this looks like. On my end, I mean, you could probably see it the same way, but so right now, Sunil is number 1 with all his bad jokes in the comment section. OG Giku's second place, and then Welkin's third. Yeah, I think it's just kind of like a watch time. The more you watch and the more you comment, super chats, super stickers, all that stuff gives you more points. You don't really gain anything, but it's pretty cool though. Still cool. All right. What else we got here? Oh, shoot. Jason, we changed on our name. Dumpster Diving Fire Bronx. This is the Fire Boomers. Bro, this is the Bronx Bums. That's what they are. The Bronx Bums. For real. OG says the Lost Yankees Dark Ages of the Season of Hell. And a hero named Judge cannot even save you. The Yankees are in dark age. Yeah, this team is it's look, I get it. You can't win every year, but we haven't won in a long, long time. But I say, look, after this season, even if we somehow manage to scrape our way and get a wild card spot, um, and get in there and do something, but get bounced out, I think man, if somebody in that organization that actually has some kind of influence in any of the decision making processes, like you guys got to do something. This cannot go on like this. You guys are a freaking joke. I'm talking to the Yankees organization, whoever runs that stuff. I'm telling you right, even the players, yo, you guys are a joke. Don't you get it? The world is laughing at you guys. You might want to ignore it. And I'm a fan. It breaks my heart. It really does. It breaks my heart. Because us fans, we want you guys to win. We want to see you win. We want to see you successful. You think they always say, "Oh, Yankee fans," you think we want to be hard on you guys? We want to cheer and stuff, but you guys, come on. Even by your standards, this is unacceptable. It just is. I don't know how allows it. How look at that. I hate calling for people's jobs and everything like that, but look, it's been long enough. It's not working. Please. The first step in the grieving process or whatever it is, if you can't realize that you have a problem, then there's no way to fix it. This team has a major problem, major flaws. The way this team is unraveled year after year. This isn't a one-off. If it was a one-off, I'd be like, okay, this happens. Sometimes it happens, injuries and stuff. This is every year. Every year. Last year we made it to the World Series. I'm not going to say we got lucky because the team, they got a little hot when they needed to, certain players, and we had two of the best hitters in the world batting back-to-back. But also, we kind of had a pathway to the World Series because we never, look, you would think, even the Bulls, right? I'm going to switch to basketball real quick just to make a quick analogy. The Bulls, right? Michael Jordan, he could not make it to the promised land because he could not beat the Detroit Pistons. For so long, he could not beat them. And finally, they beat them. And then the rest is history. Well, the Yankees, we cannot beat the Houston Astros. And we never have. We never have. And the only reason you could say the only reason they made it last year is because they didn't have to face the Houston Astros and beat them because they were out of it. The Tigers did us a favor and beat them for us. Like, really? Because I truly think that, I don't know. And this year, the Houston Astros are probably going to make it. And if the Yankees were to make it, and hopefully they do, I'm not hoping that they don't, right? I want this team to succeed. I want them to get better. But it don't look like they want to. So, I mean, you could bring a horse to the water, but you can't force it to drink, right? That's what they say. They're, I don't know, man. This team is, it's not looking too good. It's a disgrace. It really is a big disgrace. $300 million is plenty. It's more than plenty. We got teams that are running circles around us with half our payroll. I think when Torre was manager, we were dealing with George. Plus, baseball was different. Now a lot of taxes, which Hal doesn't want to pay. No, I understand that. I really do, and that's why I've never said like Hal's cheap. You gotta understand, he's giving you. He always goes over the tax a little bit too, and he just did again. So he's given Cashman and Boone, right, everything they need to succeed, right, in terms of money financially, but they're not getting the job done. That's the thing, and that's what kills me with Hal is like, bro, how long do you allow this to happen? Aren't you tired of giving him 300 plus million and we don't win? It's the same stuff every year. And that's why fans, right? That's why we feel like he doesn't care. As long as he's making money, it doesn't matter. That's what I think. Because the only time they got up their ass at this son is when the money was going down. If he really cared, he'd be freaking pissed. You see him at the games. He show up just to make his face known. You know, George used to do it all the time. George would have been after a loss like today, he'd be in the locker room right now. He'd be in the locker room after the game, just walking by, just looking at people, telling them certain players, pack your shit, get out of here. Stuff like sometimes you gotta have that kind of leader, man. Somebody, whether you like him or not, but somebody who's a freaking fighter who's not gonna put up with bullshit. Mets keep winning. Yeah, the Mets are playing. They're playing good. They're playing like a team. The Mets are better than the Yankees. Look, face it. This year they're better than us, and that's you. And I'm not gonna say I'm the biggest Yankee fan in the world, right? But I'm a big Yankee fan, and Mets are the ops, right? And I'm telling you right now, they're better than us. If every time an error is made, we should deduct money from the player that makes the error. Yeah, but they would never, the players, they will go on strike before they allow that to happen. OG says it's actually also called the Griffey effect. No, yeah, I guess, whatever. Hamilton needs to be an innings eater. Hamilton needs to be home, not in the seam, okay? And Brubaker needs to take his role. Hamilton needs to be gone. No innings eater, none of that shit. He needs to be on the next flight smoking out of here. That's where he needs to be. Yankees' last 38 games are tied with the White Sox and Rockies for worst record, only 15 wins. Yeah, and now we pretty much are those teams. Peter Rex, man, I appreciate you joining. I don't think you've been you've been watching this for a while, man. But I there's a saying that I always say, and now is actually probably coming true. I always say, without Judge, because everybody always wants to give Judge all this heat. Oh, he's not clutch. And I always tell them, without Judge, we're the Rockies. Without Judge, we're the White Sox. Literally. And this time with him, we were those teams. But now that he's not here, not playing, we're definitely probably at that level. Not good. And that's the thing, right? We're playing just as bad as the worst teams, arguably, ever in Major League Baseball. You see that? The White Sox last year were the worst team ever. And the Rockies are probably going to beat them for the worst team ever in baseball. Well, they were on pace at one point to be the worst team ever. And you're telling me that we're tied with them for $300 million, and you're telling me Hal's not freaking flipping tables right now? I'd be punching holes in walls, literally, if I was him. I've been, I'm not gonna. A lot of you guys in the chat probably a lot older than me, but I'm 40 years old. I don't remember seeing a Yankees team this freaking pathetic, day after day after day. They just can't get it together, and then they can't correct their problems. And I don't care what you say. They didn't charge Volpe with that error today, but that's a play you got to make. Get the throw. Even if you don't get him, if it's a bang play, he beats out the throw, whatever. But there wasn't even a throw because you couldn't make the play to begin with, and that's the problem. Because if it was somebody other than Caminero, then it'd be an error, right? I don't know. This is bad. And And you know what's funny? We have more than 40 or 41 wins. You know, what the White Sox did last year. I don't know. This team is pretty bad. They're pretty darn bad, guys. I hate to be the one to say it, but it don't look like it's getting any better anytime soon. But make sure you guys like the stream if you can, please. Only 27 likes, 43 of y'all in here. Come on, we can do better than that. We can do better. It don't cost you a thing. Ain't no thing but a chicken wing. Remember that one? Nope. Nope. I remember how they stunk in the 80s. Nobody wanted to go to the games. The same. Yeah, but they were expected to suck in the 80s. This year, they're not supposed to be this bad. And they just find ways to lose every game, every single game. They can't get it together. So the Yankees have Brubaker and Hedrick, but they chose to run Ian Hamilton out there. It don't even matter, man. All of them are trash, bro. They're all trash. Brubaker, I'm starting to like a little bit more. But they're all garbage. Let's be honest. Come on. That whole bullpen needs help. I'm not going to say Hedrick is trash, but he ain't. Look, I don't trust none of them. There's not one pitcher in that bullpen that I could say with confidence that he's good. He's going to be solid, you know? Not one. They all of them could go, in my opinion. They could all kick rocks. There's not one. Well, not one arm. Not Devin Williams, not Luke Weaver, not Jonathan Loizaga, not freaking none of them. Not Brubaker, not Tim Hill. I like Tim Hill a lot. And poor Tim Hill, man. You know why I give him a lot of respect? The dude pitches every freaking game. Every game. Like, come on, dude. Every game he pitches. I don't. You trust him? If it's bottom of the ninth, World Series, you feeling good about Devin Williams in there? I'm not. And I'm just being honest. I think he's pitched well, really well as of late, but I don't trust him. I don't. And now says he 100% trusts him. Well, that's you, man. I don't. Cruz's good. Yeah, Cruz's good too. But we needed to see more of him. Because even with Cruz, right? Cruz is having probably the best numbers he's ever had in his career. So we don't know if that was going to stay like that or as the season went on and his arm started to fatigue a little bit, you know, was he going to be able to keep that pace? I don't know. Unfortunately, he got hurt. And when that happened, man, the bullpen kind of fell to crap. I like Devin Williams. I'm not going to say like I don't completely trust. If anybody, out of all the people, I trust him the most right now. But I don't feel 100% confident with him in there in a big situation. And that's just me. If you don't agree, that's fine. But I just can't. I can't act like I didn't see him blow a bunch of games and stuff like that, you know, and lose command. And so it is what it is. Yeah, y'all seen like 2023. Y'all seen you've been in the channel for a minute now. Right? I always saying that, like, man, I always say that, like, this season gives me 2023 vibes. Like, I don't know, I get that feeling, like, it's starting to remind me like 2023. And it's kind of playing out like that again, little by little. Hopefully they could turn this shit around. But I'm not holding my breath either. I'm really not. It's going to take a big trade and for some of these guys to step up in a big way for this team to turn it around. We could have had a little something to talk about if they had won tonight. Look, if they had won tonight, we'd be what, 5.5, 4.5 games. It's a different story. But they didn't. You know, it's just, I don't know, man. it seemed, I feel like they won't never say this, but you could tell they're deflated. Like they're starting to just be like, all right, whatever, just kind of going through the motions. Season over, no playoffs. It's all right. They get an extra month and a half or whatever, a vacation. Why not? I need the Blue Jays to lose both games tomorrow. Oh my God. Big Trey Middleton, hell no. Remember that year? They brought him in 2023. Oh man, we was all expecting this big trade, and that was the big trade. I think it's the same thing this year. I think that they wanted to go all in, but a lot has changed in 1 week from when Cashman gave that press conference and he said, yeah, like pretty much they're all in. A lot has changed. A lot. The whole Judge injury. We lost a bunch more games. We fell even further down. I don't know. I'm thinking that maybe not a full sell, but setting your team up for next season is not a bad idea at this point. No, it really isn't. Yankees never take advantage of the momentum that I beat over to them. There's no consistency, always backpedaling and losing ground. Yeah. We can't score. Oh, man. There's no games for him to close. No, of course, yeah. Williams has value. These guys have values. I'm just saying I don't trust them. I don't trust them. But anyway, folks, that's going to do it for me here. I appreciate y'all joining me. Look, again, it's a tough season so far, man. But we're going to have to stomach this one through because I don't know if it's getting any better anytime soon. Hopefully it does. But this could get ugly. And it's starting to spiral out of control. It really is. It's starting to get to a point where we're at the brink right now. We might slip out of a playoff spot, and then from there, who knows what happens. But hopefully they turn it around. Like, it's not impossible, but it's not probable right now that this team could really do something unless something really changes. That's going to do it for me. I appreciate you all. Have a blessed evening, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Let's go Yankees.
Bullpen meatballs. Serving them up all 2025 season.
You better like the video, and while you're at it, subscribe to my friend Jason's channel.
The reason your butt has been hurting is because you have YDS, Yankees Derangement Syndrome.
Hey, y'all. Don't forget, channel members can bring up live player stats.